little segment I like to call Unsheltering the World for You Sheltered Liberal Fucks, because America is not the worst place in the world. Today we're going to be talking about this fat fuck right here, Kim Jong-un. And because I live in America, I get to say that about him. But if you lived in North Korea, you would have been shot by now or died of starvation, whichever came first. But we're not going to be talking about Kim Jong-un directly. No. We're going to be talking about something that Kim Jong-un has. Kim Jong-un has something called a pleasure squad. Not to be confused with a suicide squad, although a lot of these girls do commit suicide at some point. These girls are forcibly taken from their homes around 13, 14 years old, based solely off their look. And then they get to spend the rest of their lives pleasuring Kim Jong-un, or until he decides to get bored with them or decides that they're too ugly. And when I say pleasure, I mean have sex with, or do whatever Kim Jong-un says. All of these girls are virgins when they're taken, forcibly taken. Now in America, this is called kidnapping and child prostitution, but in North Korea, it's just serving your country. So the next time you want to complain about America being the worst place in the world, remember these girls. Guys, and welcome to a little segment I like to call Unsheltering the World for You Sheltered Liberal Fucks, at the request of my friend Olivia. Today we're going to be talking about China, and this one is aimed toward the human rights activists and women activists here in America that say that we have no rights at all. Imagine living in a country that tells you how many children you can have. Now imagine living in a country where men are more desirable than women, so women will have abortions to avoid having girls. Because sometimes if they have girls, they get thrown in the trash, like actual trash. It used to be that the Chinese government would only allow people to have one child. But in 2016, they changed this to 2 children. And in 2021, they decided to change this to 3 children. How generous of the Chinese government. Now in America, this is called denying people the right to reproduce, which is a violation of human rights. But in China, it's just everyday living. So the next time you think about putting on that vagina hat and going marching down Main Street screaming about how you have no rights here in America, just be thankful you weren't born in China as a girl.
Hey you guys, I'm back at it again. Welcome to a little segment I like to call Introducing the Real World to You Selfish, Sheltered Liberals. Because America is not the worst place in the world. Today, we're going to be talking about North Korea again, where they not only starve their people and take away their teenage daughters to pimp them out, but a place where they dictate even your hairstyle. Men in North Korea have a choice of about 10 hairstyles. Married men get to have the longer cuts, while single men get to have shorter cuts, so about 5 each. And women have the choice of about 12 haircuts, and here we thought they were sexist. And if you don't abide by these haircuts, you can get a major fine or end up in jail if you're a reoccurring offender. So the next time that you want to complain about America, just remember that you have a right to sit down in a barber chair and decide what your hair looks like. The great choices that America has to offer. Hey guys, and welcome to a little segment I like to call Introducing the Real World to You Selfish, Sheltered Liberals, because America's not the worst place in the world. Today, we'll be talking about Cuba. Once a rich, luscious, prosperous country that allowed their citizens to bear arms. Now a poor, destitute country with almost no food, water, or electricity, and no arms to be found. But how did it get this way, you may ask? Well, one day, some dude named Fidel Castro came up and said, hey, let me introduce you to communism, where no one's allowed to own anything, so everyone is equal. Equally poor, that is. So he said, hey, people that have firearms, register them, to which they complied. Then he decided to get the police and go take those firearms from the people that registered, gaining complete control, leading to the situations of today. Situations so horrible that people make homemade rafts to float to freedom here in America. So liberals, the next time that you go to Florida and start complaining that no one is wearing a mask on the beach, just be thankful that you're not part of the Cuban family that risks becoming shark food to float to the very beach that you complain upon.
Hey guys, and welcome to a little segment I like to call Introducing the Real World to You Selfish, Sheltered Liberals. Because America is not the worst place in the world. Today, we'll be talking about Syria, a country that is no stranger to war. A country that's so dangerous, they have to build playgrounds for their children underground. Because the playgrounds above ground are too dangerous. An amazing solution for these children that still get to enjoy the fact that they get to go play, but really sad that this has to be a solution at all. So Karen, the next time that you take your kid to the park and start complaining that there are other kids there that may or may not have been vaccinated, just be thankful that you don't have to bring your kid to an underground playground so that they can play safely. Hey guys, and welcome to a little segment I like to call Introducing the Real World to You Selfish, Sheltered Liberals. Because America is not the worst place in the world. Today, we're back at it talking about North Korea again. A place we already know likes to use teenage daughters as sex slaves and control their people so much that they tell them what kind of hairstyle they can have. freaking lovely. But today we're going to be talking about their military. Men have to join for 10 years, while women have to join for 7 years. People that go into the military don't usually come back, as they normally die from starvation or exhaustion, whichever one comes first. The soldiers are so malnourished that the females don't even have periods typically. But a lot of women that have escaped North Korea said that that's perfectly fine with them, as they are sexually harassed and assaulted on a regular basis, so they don't have to worry about getting pregnant. So the next time that you want to say that our military is too brutal here in America, or that we spend too much money on our troops, just be thankful that you have the option to join rather than being forced to join. Hey you guys! Welcome to a little segment I like to call Introducing the Real World to You Selfish, Sheltered Liberals. Because America's not the worst place in the world. Today we'll be back at it talking about Cuba again! Yay! A place that's currently fighting for their rights to freedom and has free healthcare, with hospitals that are so poor that they barely have any supplies or even medicine. Most people avoid going to the hospital as they're told to bring their own sheets, toilet paper, and even light bulbs. The hospitals are so unequipped to handle people that most people don't even go because there's no point. In fact, that's not the only thing that's not equipped. You can't even walk into a drugstore and get aspirin because of how their healthcare system is set up. So the next time you want to complain about our healthcare system, saying that you deserve free healthcare, just be thankful that you don't have to walk into a hospital bringing your own supplies and possibly coming out with more ailments than you went in with. Hey you guys, and welcome to a little segment I like to call Introducing the Real World to You Selfish, Sheltered Liberals, because America is not the worst place in the world. Today we'll be talking about Afghanistan, and yes, I realize that it's all over the news. Don't come at me sideways, this is just what I want to talk about today, because people actually believe that Taliban is actually the good guys in this situation. So yeah, we're talking about Afghanistan, a place where people are literally running for their lives and trying to escape by the skin of their teeth because our president here in America is stupid AF. After 20 years of trying to keep order and pushing out the Taliban, a terrorist organization, because yes, that's what they are, Joe Biden decided to pull all of our troops, completely destroying all the work that we did in Afghanistan with American lives, billions of taxpayer money, and 20 years of order, gone within a matter of 2 hours. 3 of the major Taliban leaders were actually held in prisons and questioned by the U.S. Embassy, only to be released after explaining their war crimes in complete detail, because apparently we treat terrorists like 5-year-olds. If you tell me what you did, you get out of timeout. How does any of this make sense? It doesn't. People that have been trying to escape the Taliban can't get on commercial flights to fly out if they haven't had a COVID test. Yes, it has come down to it, that these people that are trying to find refuge cannot leave their country because they have not had a COVID test or vaccine. We've come to that point. They're just there for slaughter. Bear in mind that Joe Biden pulled all of our troops without any thought or process on this matter. For some strange reason, he thought that he would be able to hold our resources against the Taliban, saying that we won't send you anything unless you listen to us. But the sad realization is, when you have a country like China already recognizing the Taliban as the new form of government, it's very clear where they're going to get their resources. A country that's very like-minded to the Taliban. No human rights, they don't give a fuck about the people, and they want death to America. China doesn't say it out loud, but we all know that they think it. So yeah, we're fucked. Fucking A, bro. Hold on to your guns, kids, because this shit's about to get real.